Today's October 14th, 2016. It's Friday, and thank God it's Friday, John. What a week it's been in the news. It's this election cover has been crazy.
It has been, Andrew. Plenty to hate on both sides, and more of it next week. So if you love this, folks, boy, there's going to be more of it Wednesday next week, and of course all weekend long. So stick around. It's going to get funny.
I try and put myself in the position when somebody says, "I'm moving out of the country if blank wins." I'm thinking, well, where would I move? Like, and I try and think of all these, scenarios. Like, I'd have to pack up. Why are you leaving? Like, I didn't like the election outcome. Then I would have to maybe go on Expedia to look for a ticket.
Well, I'm glad you brought that up, Andrew, because you know what? Expedia, EXPE is the symbol, folks. Expedia is moving up by 2% today, double the market. Whenever that happens, when you've got over or under performance, you got to wonder why. And there is no brokerage out there upgrading, downgrading Expedia today. Not that I saw, Andrew, not that I've heard. So as crazy as Andrew's theory is, folks, maybe he's on to something.
This is the election play. They're not just leaving the country. They're renting cars and hotels along with leaving the country. They're taking the whole package.
Yeah.
Lifetime packages here going away. All right.
Yeah, well, I mean, in all seriousness, though, some of these stocks in the travel space were hit. Some of them because people said, oh, they can't afford to travel anymore out of Great Britain, which is crap, of course. They can. But, and others, more reasonably reasoned folks were talking about, well, when you've got events like Nice, which none of us want to see, or the Bataclan in Paris, over a year ago, well, either of these two horrible events are going to affect tourism. There's just no two ways about it. But the world has a somewhat short memory. So what was bad, right at the end of the summer, going into mid-September, Expedia was down around 105. Now, after today's $2 plus rally, it's 121. So that's pretty nice, pretty fast. And that's why we're talking about it here on the podcast.
The other one I was looking at, and I just keep this on my radar just because it's given me so much pain and it feels good to be a bystander, is Twitter. Things like, I'm looking at it this morning, it's like $18 a share. I'm like, for a stock that's going to zero, according to some, or 10, according to some, or 14, as some say, well, then it'll be a buy. This thing's holding in there pretty good at 18. Why? I mean, it seems like, I don't know, just looking at it, it's holding, it's got its head above water.
Yeah, it's interesting, and that's our standard phrase, right, folks? Somebody asks me about a stock on Fast Money or Halftime Report, I might say, well, it's interesting. Yeah, well, that usually means there's more to the story. Andrew just covered some of it very well, which is that Twitter probably overplayed the pig card when they were approached by multiple parties, which I still believe they were. And then they said, well, geez, it's got to be over the IPO price, got to be 29, or we're not even going to consider it. Sold. That's why I was a heavy writer of 22 and 23 calls. And our friend, love him, this is not meant as a rip on Josh Brown, but, Josh is saying, I wouldn't sell here. Well, why the heck not? This thing's burning money, lack of leadership. You've got some nice outreach programs like the NFL, like Major League Baseball, like the NBA, and you've got the election, and you're still not making money. So, I mean, what more can you do? The answer is data mining, of course, and advertising. However, I still think Twitter gets bought at, low 20s. I said low to mid 20s. I've taken off the mid, and I'm saying low 20s. I think it goes today, Andrew. I'll cite for you, somebody bought 10,000 of the March 16 calls. That's 10,000 of the March 16 calls, 45 minutes into trading today, and they sold against it 20,000, that's 2 million share equivalent, folks, of the March 20 calls for 185. So the net that they paid here was virtually nil, nothing, because they bought the 16s for about 360. Well, what's 185 twice? 370. So let's say they roughly did this trade for even money, which means they have the upside up till 20, and then they start getting hurt. But you can basically say low 20s is most likely takeout price. This trader would make a lot of money. He's got 1 million shares long from 16 to 20, and then he starts getting 2 million shares short against the million long, which would mean that, the break even for this trade is basically around 24. Past that, he loses big. So nobody's really betting, and this is a big bet, but nobody's really betting that it goes higher than the low 20s.
And that's out in what month is it they're doing this?
This is March. March 16s against the 20s, 1 by 2, 10,000 by 20,000. It traded in the first 45 minutes today.
So that's out in the future. Mm-hmm. Like I said, we'll keep an eye on it.
Giving themselves time is what they're doing.
All right, and this last one, love the symbol name, Blue, BLUE. What's going on there?
Yep. Well, Blue is another biotech name. And I'm sure there would be some people that would say, well, geez, if the biotechs are going down, that must mean Hillary's leading. Well, yes, she is leading in the polls, but today it's probably not Hillary. It's a Cantor-Fitz downgrade. They cut them from a hold to a sell with a price target of 37 for BLUE. And this kind of plays, folks, into what Andrew and I talked about earlier in the week. By the way, Blue is trading at right around $60. So a target of 37 is pretty ugly. But we talked about LABU, if memory serves, Andrew. And LABU is a Direxion double, or actually triple levered ETF for biotech. It's down 4% today. Obviously, IBB, which would be the more, just normal sort of biotech, is down 0.73 or 0.7%. So biotech is down. A triple levered is going to be down, of course, about triple that. And both of these are sort of playing into what we're seeing people making moves on their ratings. In this case, Bluebird, BLUE.
Love the symbol name.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so you got the show to do here in a couple minutes.
Yeah, going to be, 45 minutes from right now, we'll be on halftime report.
Yeah.
So make sure you tune into that every day.
Got a special guest today?
Can't tell you. It's a secret. But we will have a good show. And as always, if you want to get this every day, folks, every day that we have a podcast, well, subscribe over at iTunes or YouTube. And, of course, Investitude is where we're posting an awful lot of good data throughout the day.
All right.
Thanks, Andrew.
Later.
See ya.